Thank you, Tim. Good morning, War Eagle. So Tim is right. On my very first day, 3.5 years ago, I walked in to meet with all of our head coaches, and I said, what do we need? Our men's golf coach, Nick Kleiner, said, we need a football-only facility. And I was like, yeah, that's a big endeavor. But we find ourselves here some 3.5 years later with the work of a lot of people, and many people have been thanked, and I would like to also offer my thanks to Dr. Gouge and the Board of Trustees for their leadership and support of this project. I want to thank Bob Dumas for your kind words. Clearly, there are a lot of people who have had an opportunity to touch this project, and we wouldn't be here without the support of so many. The football working group, led by General Ron Burgess, was a wonderful potpourri of people who supported the Auburn family from many corners, and very enlightening to help us get to this point where we have the facility that I was going to say is behind us, but is really all around us. This is the largest athletics project that has been undertaken, a $92 million facility. This eclipses the basketball arena at about $86 million or so. We expect it to be complete sometime next year, not necessarily in January of 22, but sometime in about 12 or 15 months from now. It's a 12-acre site, and so I think those of you who have been able to see pictures and renderings, it doesn't quite do it justice until you find yourself here, where we are basically in the huddle locker room and the football locker room. That's 5 football fields, and for those of you who follow basketball, that's approximately 50 basketball courts. So think about that, right? Oh, that's a big space. I saw you hoop, by the way. You need to work on your free throw shooting. You can contradict me when you come up here in just a second. There'll be 2 full-size practice fields, not all unlike what we had across the street. 95,000 square foot indoor football facility. Meeting rooms and reception space that each hold up to 180 people. It's a first-class medical facility, something that Dr. Gillett will be incredibly proud of to help not only prevent injuries, but to help with rehabilitation. One of my favorite pieces about this project is there's a swimming pool. Not a lazy river, Dr. Gouge, but a swimming pool, if you will. A 50-person hydrotherapy plunge pool. Look, you all seen Owen play, and you've seen one of his counterparts, Jacoby McClain, play. They come downhill, and they come down in a hurry. Their bodies take a huge beating, and recovery is one of the most important things that we can offer to our student athletes. And this facility will provide that opportunity to help them recover. We know Dana Marquez is one of the technologically industry leaders in equipment and manufacturing. This won't be an equipment room that we're going to have, which will sit behind you, but it will be a laboratory for equipment, for helmet fitting, for shoulder pad fitting, for all the latest and greatest. There's this thing called the Falcon. I don't even know what it is, but I'm going to change the name to the Eagle because it's more appropriate for what we do. But it's the gold standard in creating avatars. For those of you who play Fortnite, you know what an avatar is. I watch my son and they just do different dances and things. But Dana will have nothing but the best for our student athletes. In fact, this avatar creation machine is something that SUNY used during the course of preparing for the U.S. Olympics. So when we talk about gold standard, it truly is the gold standard. There'll also be an indoor teaching lab, which is something that's incredibly unique and something that only one other school has in this country. It's an opportunity for student athletes and coaches to be able to teach and learn in an environment that is right next to their team meeting rooms. Again, stuff that we may not understand as fans per se, but I can guarantee you our coaches thought that this was awesome. And that's something that we can hang our hats on as an innovation aspect of this facility. There's going to be recruiting areas, there's going to be office areas for coaches and for staff, collaboration areas, conference rooms, a large player locker room and lounge, which we've called the huddle, and things that as you walk around the facility, you'll see there's a steep incline. And in order to gain access to take a tour of the facility, you're going to have to do a couple of sprints up the training hill. So just make sure, Bob Broadway, I saw you, but you always wear your running shoes with your suits, so make sure you have your running shoes on. There's a couple other things that are, I guess, unique to this project, and the sense of just size and scope for you all to have an appreciation of the massive size of this project. So if you were to think about all the bricks used to build this thing, that's the equivalent of stacking 1,000 Jordan-Hare stadiums on top of one another. 1,000 Jordan-Hare stadiums. That's a massive facility. 13,450 cubic yards of concrete. That covers 4.5 Olympic-sized pools. I mean, this is grand in scale. So while this ceremony may be a little bit small, a little bit intimate, know that the impact is incredibly large. We couldn't and wouldn't be here without the belief of the Auburn family. 43 families helped contribute to about $100,000 or more. We've raised over $40 million for this project. That has never been done before. Those of you who are sitting here, I want you to know how much I appreciate that. Some of you have dug deep, really deep, at a time during the COVID-19 crisis, of which we're still in, to invest in people like Owen, our student athletes in the future of Auburn football, Auburn athletics, and Auburn University. We've had 10 families contribute $5,000 or $500,000 or more. We've had 2 families contribute $5 million or more. We've had 1 family give $10 million for this project. So that tells me that football is important. Somehow it just means more. It means more to you as the Auburn family. It means more to people like Owen. There was a standing ovation almost in the locker room. At 8:30, right on, we talked about this project. And I told him that Owen Papa was going to represent the team. Not only is he handsome, but he's a great representative. Some people question my thought on the handsome comment. But the Tigers Unlimited staff have done a great job of bringing this thing to fruition. It's not an easy task, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. You all have developed relationships with the folks under this tent and on this site, and those who were not able to make it. So thank you to the Tigers Unlimited staff for all that you do and you continue to do. You help the engine. You are the coal that fuels everything. So appreciate the work that you do. Continue building relationships, and we'll continue building projects. So obviously Coach Harsin isn't here. He is at home, feeling well, and recovering and resting. He needed to take some time away apparently, but he'll be back here in a little bit. One of the things, I spoke to him this morning, I just said, Hars, talk to me about the importance of this project. And some of you in his remarks have heard him talk about the importance of this project for Auburn football. So he and his staff were not a part of the inception of this, right? They came in on the later portion. But for them, they understand, as we're in the dog days of recruiting, they understand how important this project is. One of the things that the staff had mentioned to me, and they said, here's what's important. And the working group said the same thing. The very first priority is our student athletes. You can build a Taj Mahal of whatever. We don't need big offices. We don't need certain things. We need the student athletes to feel like this is their home. It's amazing how much time y'all spend in this facility, the student athletes do. They are first and foremost in everything that we do. Secondly, he made reference to recruiting. You don't win in this league without recruiting, regardless of what sport you play. You've got to recruit. And this facility is going to help us do that. It doesn't change the game per se, 100%, but it puts us in the ballpark. And the fact that we have such a beautiful campus, that we have such beautiful people, and that we have such an investment in football sends a signal. We're here to win championships. Coach Harsin is here to win championships, and this facility speaks to that. It's important to understand that as we think about what we do, the investment that many of you give, the hard work that we as administrators put into this each and every day, that we do it for our young people. We understand that winning is incredibly important. It's a 3-letter word that means a whole heck of a lot. We do not diminish that, not one bit. We also have a responsibility to our 550 student athletes to help develop them, to help grow them, to help make sure that they are Auburn women and Auburn men. 3 years ago, I got a chance to meet Owen Papo. And I remember Coach Malzahn talking to me about what a game changer this guy is. Every coach calls every recruit a game changer. No offense, man. I got a chance to meet him at dinner. I think we sat down and visited one-on-one. I got a chance to see you again. Actually, Christy and I were at dinner, and you and some of the staff were out there. And I got a chance to spend more time with Owen and realize what a tremendous person he is. He's a game changer. You all see him as a game changer on the field. I see him as a game changer as a person. I see him multiple times a week. We joked even last night in the locker room after the scrimmage. He's a dynamic and a tremendous person, and someone that we are incredibly blessed to have represent Auburn football, Auburn athletics, and Auburn University. Owen, I'd like for you to come up here and talk to the group about how you feel about this new facility. Please welcome Owen Pappas.
Appreciate the kind words, Alan. I just want to start off by saying I'm honored to be here, to be able to speak on behalf of the football program. A little nervous for a guy who played in front of 100,000 people before. You would expect this would be easy for me. You know, when I chose to come to Auburn, it was because the people here in the university are elite. You know, we all want to be the best in the nation, and without a doubt, this new facility, everyone who's played a part in making this happen, it just proves to show that we're all together and wanting to be the best. I just, from a recruiting standpoint, I can tell y'all right now that me being a five-star recruit in high school, been everywhere around the country. And I personally, from what I've seen, there hasn't been anything like this at all. So just on behalf of the football program, we just want to say thank you to all the donors and everybody who had a part in making all this stuff happen. But I appreciate y'all, and War Eagle.
Of course, Owen and Jacoby, big expectations for them. I think there was something that came out this week. I mean, they're expected to be two of the best linebackers in the country, and we already know they are. But I think more important than just